Today you're gonna become a carbonara king, a carbonara master. This is the creamiest and most perfect carbonara you can ever make. So are you ready? Get the grated pecorino ready and let's start cooking. Ingredients. I want to start from the guanciale. The guanciale is the pig cheek. The amount of guanciale we're using is about 200 grams without the skin on. So it's about 300 grams with the skin on. Once the skin gets removed, will be 200 grams. Now guanciale, it's cured, okay? And it's got distinct flavors, beautiful, beautiful flavors. The other meat you can use is the pancetta, the pork belly, also cured. The flavors are slightly different, but also very good. Now, you don't have access to pancetta e guanciale? I would say move out of the city where you live. Move where the guanciale is available. If not, you can use cured bacon, which again is the pork belly, and that will do the job, but don't use smoky bacon because it doesn't give you the same experience. The guanciale has fat, meat, fat. And then you got the flavors on one side, and then you got the skin on the other side. Pecorino Romano must be from Italy. Don't get the Pecorino Romano made in other parts of the world. The pecorino has to be done perfectly, okay? It needs to be grated to be able to get a creamy carbonara. The amount of pecorino we use is 90 grams. The pasta we are using for carbonara, it's Spaghettoni Quadratto. It's a thick spaghetto, okay? You can also use, I don't know, linguine, you can use normal spaghetti, you can use penne, you can use rigatoni, you can use mezze maniche. We can also use fresh spaghetti, which will do a very good job. I'm using 300 grams of spaghetti, 1 egg yolk for every 100 grams of pasta, and the extra egg that you use for the pen. If you're only making 100 grams of pasta for one person, you use 1 egg yolk for the pasta and 1 egg yolk for the pen. Last but not least is the pepper. Use as much as you like, but you have to be generous. All right, this is what we do with the guanciale, okay? So the first thing we need to do is to remove the skin. The skin is too tough. You cannot cook the skin, okay? Something you need to remove. Most of the time in the pancetta doesn't have the skin on, so you don't have to do that. But in the guanciale, if you get a good guanciale, the skin is always on. Now try not to remove too much of the fat, okay? If you look at this has a lot of flavors, which I do love, okay? If you want to make the carbonara a little bit more delicate, you can actually remove this part of the skin, which is what lots of restaurants in Rome do, but it's completely up to you, okay? I'm not gonna remove all of it, but I'm gonna remove some of it, just because it did give the flavors to a guanciale, so I don't really need this much pepper on the guanciale, okay? So just slightly remove some of it. And when we cut the guanciale, this is what I like to do. Because I want to get fat, meat, fat, we cut it this way. And what I like to do now, see we have fat, meat, fat. I want to cut it into strips, just like that. Okay, why? Because, see, when I cut into strips, I've got the fat, meat, fat. So I've got crunchy and tender, and crunchy and tender. That's what I want to achieve. If you cut it a different way, you might not be able to get fat, meat, fat. You might only get one piece of fat or one piece of meat. And no, I want the three of them to be on the guanciale. So in Rome, there are two techniques of cutting guanciale. One is the strips, like this one, so this is a strip. The other one is the dicing, kind of making the guanciale a bit fatter and more like a chunk. So when you eat carbonara, you have a chunk of meat. It's like having a steak. I prefer this technique. I find it more delicate and easier to eat. The importance of guanciale is that this fat kind of melts when you cook it. It turns into oil, and that gives a lot of flavors to the carbonara. Not using guanciale, you're gonna miss out of those flavors, okay? So, okay, the pancetta can do the job, but those flavors are gonna miss out. Use bacon, you definitely don't have those flavors, okay? So try and find guanciale. Have a look online, find it. There is a way to find it. Or not, if you can't find it, you make it. Before we start cooking, what I would suggest is Have a pan. I have a stainless steel pan, but you can use a non-stick pan, and make sure it fits on the pot where you boil the pasta, okay? What we're gonna use after is a technique. We have the steam from the boiling water, keeping the pan nice and warm, and that's how we're gonna make the creamiest carbonara, okay? So make sure the pan fits on this. Or this could be even easier. You get a salad bowl, and you place it right on top. This bowl should fit in the pot. Let's make sure you have one or the other as an option. We're gonna start by cooking the guanciale, which takes about 6-7 minutes, okay? On a low heat, very low. We need the guanciale to sweat. Don't rush this process. Don't burn the guanciale. We're gonna put the guanciale right inside. No oil, nothing. If you were going to use pancetta or cured bacon, then you need to add extra virgin olive oil in it. I want you to hear this sound. This sound is how the guanciale sweats. That's a sweating sound. Now we're just gonna spread the guanciale. See the fat is turning into oil? Perfect, this is what we want. Just make sure you turn it around because some guanciale is already becoming crispy, okay? You wanna make sure we cook them evenly, okay? At this point, I think we need to cook this for about 2-3 more minutes. And while we do this, let's prepare the egg mixture. Okay, now we're gonna get 4 egg yolks from the 4 eggs. Let's separate the white and egg yolk. Beautiful. If you're asking yourself, oh, what can I do with the egg white? You can make amaretti. So you can go and watch my video, how to make amaretti biscuits. It's so easy, they're gluten-free, and everybody will love them. Here we go. Now what we're going to do is we're going to beat these eggs. Until up to a few years ago, I would say I would use the entire egg. I was not gonna use only the egg yolks because I didn't want to waste the eggs. But I have to say that if you wanna make the creamiest carbonara, you only have to use the egg yolks. Now, as you can see, our guanciale is ready. And look how much oil we have. Now, let's get the guanciale out. We rest it on a plate. What's gonna happen while we rest the guanciale will get crunchier, to be honest. Not while it's in the pan, but it's gonna get crunchier here. But look how perfectly we cooked the guanciale, look at that. See how we have some pepper there at the bottom there? That's from the guanciale, right? If I didn't remove all that pepper on the guanciale, this would be completely black, you know? That's why I removed it, okay? So it's not overpowering. Now see all this oil? This is flavor, okay? What we're going to do, half of this will go in the eggs, and the other half, we keep it in the pan for the spaghetti. Now we're gonna put half of this in the egg mix. Now let's mix so that the eggs get the flavors from the guanciale. That's the first step. Now we're going to add the pecorino in the mix. We've got 90 grams of pecorino, and look what happens. Look what happens when you mix it with the pecorino. Look at that. See? You have a nice, thick cream. Very, very thick. Look at that. Very, very, very thick. And that's what you want to achieve, okay? This is a very important step. Don't forget. If you don't use pecorino cheese, you can use Parmigiano Reggiano. I would say a 24 months Parmigiano Reggiano. But please don't use any other cheeses, okay? Because otherwise you're not gonna get the creamy carbonara, okay? Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add some pepper. Not all of it. Just some pepper now to mix. And this is becoming thicker and thicker and thicker. Look how thick this is. The carbonara is a salty sauce. Guanciale is salty. Pecorino is salty. So we are not going to add any salt in the pasta water. I normally say to use a large pot with lots of water for when you boil pasta. In this case, we still need a large pot, but we need less water. The less, the better, okay? Why? It's because we need to collect the starches, okay? We need to have a starchy water to be able to get the super creamy carbonara, okay? So less water, but you need to have enough water for the spaghetti to swim. Right, the water is boiling, so let's boil the spaghetti. What you want to do, you want to help the spaghetti to go in, okay? Just help them go in and then stir, because you don't want the spaghetti to get stuck at the bottom, okay? Especially when you don't have too much water in the pot. Now this spaghetti needs to cook for 13 minutes to be al dente. So I'm gonna cook them for 13 minutes. So for the first 5 minutes, let's make sure you go and stir a few times so the spaghetti don't get stuck at the bottom. The spaghetti have been cooking for 10 minutes, so we can get the starchy water out, okay? So get a mug and just get the starchy water, okay? Just get a full mug of water. We're gonna add this water in the egg mix. So what we need to do now is to add the pasta water. Not too much, a little bit at a time. And let's mix it gently. What it's gonna do, this hot pasta water full of starch, is gonna make this mix very creamy. Look how it's changing. Look how much changed already. See that? A little drop of water has completely changed this. See? This is cream without the cream. Look at that. Look how perfect this is. I would say another little splash, maybe a small tablespoon of water, and now mix. That's it. We don't need anything else. Okay, that's it. This is perfect. A combination of egg yolks, pecorino, pepper, guanciale oil, and pasta water. Simple ingredients, maximum flavors. See that? Now we need to assemble the carbonara. So put the pan back on the stove on a low heat, okay? And let's get the pasta out of the pot. The pasta needs to be al dente for carbonara, okay? Let's put it in the pan with the guanciale oil. Let's stir this pasta with the oil. We want the guanciale oil and the spaghetti to make love together, okay? So we're gonna do this. Quickly toss. As you can see, it's getting a little bit dry at the bottom, so we need to add some pasta water. So let's be generous. Put a little bit of pasta water. Let's do some tossing. What the pasta water is going to do is to make sure that the eggs don't become scrambles, okay? So let's put a little bit more pasta water. At this point, the pan is nice and hot. Now we're going to use an amazing technique. Can you see the steam from the bowl here? Okay, this is very steamy. This is gonna keep our pan nice and warm, okay? Like that, without scrambling the egg. So the spaghetti are hot, the pan is warm, so now it's time to add the egg mix. I want to make sure you put the mix in there, look at that. Then get some spaghetti and put the spaghetti in this bowl. You don't want to miss out, okay, on this beautiful egg cream. The spaghetti in there, mix, mix, mix. We don't want any leftover cream. And put the spaghetti back in. Let's quickly put the pepper on. Let's quickly put the extra pepper on. Mix, mix until you get the cream. Can you see how we're not getting any scrambled eggs? Can you see how safe this is? Because we have the steam from the boiling water, keeping the pan warm gently. We are creating the cream thanks to the little bit of pasta water, thanks to the thick egg mix. And look at that. Look at this wonderful carbonara. What I'm going to do at this point is this. I'm going to toss. Tossing really helps to combine all the ingredients and emulsify the carbonara. We're going to put half of the guanciale in. Listen how crunchy the guanciale is. You want that. We're going to keep this to top the plate. Keep mixing together. Keep mixing. Keep mixing. Look at that. Look at that beautiful combination. Look at that beautiful combination. And can you see how the eggs is not scrambling? Can you see? This is the last step, and it is a handful of Pecorino Romano that you're gonna put on top, just like that. This is so important. And this final touch will help us to get the super creamy carbonara. The handful of pecorino is gonna take this carbonara to the next level. Look at that. I want you to pay attention to the color of the carbonara first. See how nice and dark it is? That's because of the egg yolks, only the egg yolks. Can you see how creamy it's becoming? It's getting creamier and creamier and creamier. This combination of pasta water and eggs and pecorino is the way to make the cream. Look at that. Look at that. Look how creamy. Oh, look how creamy. Beautiful. Look at that. 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 This is the creamiest carbonara anyone can create. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, let's serve. Let's get as much cream as possible and put it all over the top. Yeah, just like that. This is what we worked hard for, that beautiful cream. Now the final touch, guys. We're gonna go with the pecorino on top. Beautiful. And we want the guanciale to be sitting right on top of a beautiful creamy carbonara. Look at that. Look at this beauty. And this is how you make a fantastic carbonara. I love eating in the pan, so I have to do this. Look how creamy. Look at that. Oh, do you want to see how creamy it is? Look at my lips. Maybe it's not polite to do it in public, but hey, that's how you know if it's a creamy carbonara. One of the best food creations ever. Ever. And the crispy guanciale. When I went to Rome, I've eaten carbonara with fresh spaghetti made with eggs and semolina, and that was the best carbonara I've ever eaten. So seriously, if you can make fresh egg spaghetti and make carbonara, it's heavy, yes, but if you're on a diet, don't do it. But seriously, life is too short to be on a diet. You know what you are right now? A carbonara king, a carbonara queen, a carbonara master. You have achieved one of the best achievements in your life, how to make the creamiest and tastiest carbonara. Here it is, right there, in your kitchen, right now. Well done, well done. You are a carbonara ambassador. I'm so excited for you. Please go and make it right now. All you have to do is to find that guanciale. That's the only challenge. Everything else is easy to find. I'm so proud of you for being a carbonara ambassador. You can now make one of the best carbonaras on the planet. Thank you so much for watching this episode. I will see you in the next Vincenzo's Plate video recipe. E ora si mangia carbonara.